Riding a motorcycle is a simple thing, but organizing a motorcycle trip, a longer one, it's not so simple. Hi to everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to Refuel Ride Race. In this video I would like to share my experience with organizing a motorcycle trip, what you should consider, what you should avoid, what you should think of while or before you start organizing things. Riding a motorcycle is a simple thing, but organizing a motorcycle trip, a longer one, it's not so simple. And because of that, I would like to share my experience and my thoughts in general. So I was riding quite a lot these last 3 years, and I was in Italy, in Bosnia. I was in Bosnia twice, in Romania, and also around my own country, so this is Slovenia, and also some just around the corner trips to Austria and Croatia. But all this requires in a way a bit of organization, a bit of thinking, a bit of preparing, planning, and so on. And sometimes riders or even people in general or tourists are mentioning you shouldn't do it, you should go there or somewhere or around or in any let's say freestyle way, but not organize it. You should go free, you know, as a bird, I would say. Okay, this is something that it's let's say very adventurous, I would say, and interesting, but when you start thinking about all those things that can go wrong and about all those things that can be a little bit tricky, and you never know how it will end or how they will end. So when you come to a situation that you were supposed to make a decision or something similar, then you start thinking about consequences and about planning of your trip, and to avoid mistakes, to avoid such strange situations, you should consider at least 6 different aspects when organizing, when planning your trip. So this is my opinion, these are my thoughts, and this is how I do it when I plan to go for a longer ride, so when I'm going on a trip. First of all, you should find a destination. You should have an interest within an area, or let's say country, or wherever, part of Europe, part of the world. And so these are personal preferences and interests, I would say. So when I pick a country, I just think about it, I do a little bit of research. I found that it is very important to do it, because then you have something to think about, then you have a clue, you know, then you have the introduction to your further discovering, I would say. And I don't know if you are interested in history, culture. Europe, it's very rich with each of those two. And if you are interested also in having fun, different activities, sports activities, for example swimming, or let's say any other activities while being on a trip, Europe, it's also a very nice destination, and all around Europe. But you should have an interest, and also according to your preferences, personal preferences, you are gonna pick the right destination. So this is the first one. The second one, you should know your length of stay, because you will probably be able to be on a trip for 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, 1 month, but still someday you will have to return, and you should know when, because you should plan also what clothes to use, how much money you should have in your pocket, all other things that right now you cannot even imagine should be planned in this length of your stay. And you should be also aware that the longer the trip, the more you will get tired, and this is also very, very important. The third thing, guys, according to my experience, money is very important. Why? Because you are in a foreign country, you will need that, you will need something that you don't need in your own country. You will have to exchange the money, you will have to pay some additional costs, you know, on the trip, and so on. And this is very, very important. You should plan your money, your spendings, and so on, for hotels, I mean also camping or whatever, you know, food and so on, also fees in case you get one or whatever. So plan your money, this is very important. And you should also be aware that sometimes cash it's the only possibility, they do not accept cards and so on. So currency, everything, you know, everything, guys. The fourth thing, type of a bike. Why is this so important? Because if you have the right bike for the right road, for the right destination, everything will be all right. Then it's only up to you for how long you're gonna be riding in one day, where you're gonna be riding, and also how the bike will behave. So if you have the right bike for the right type of roads and country and overall destination, everything will be just perfect. So just an example, if you plan to go a lot off-road, then go with an off-road bike. Don't go with a sport touring bike, or I don't know, SS, so super sport bike. This is why you have to pick the right type of a bike. The roads can be also tricky. Sometimes you will encounter something very strange. There is gonna be an end, and there is gonna be just off-road ahead of you. And what are you gonna do? You have to have the right bike. In case you have the off-road bike, I mean adventure bike, you're gonna be all right. But if your bike it's not an off-road bike, is not off-road capable, you're gonna have to return. The accommodation, this is the fifth very important thing. You should be prepared that sometimes you have to avoid some type of accommodation. I mean, if you're gonna stay in the desert, or if you're gonna stay somewhere that there is a lot of rain, you're gonna have to look for a hotel, for a, let's say, apartment or similar, because the weather is gonna be that bad, and you're not gonna risk that much. You're not gonna risk because you have ahead a lot of road, and you're planning to go for a 14 days trip, and why risking? So plan in advance also the accommodation, types of accommodation or whatever. If the weather is nice, if you're ready to camp, go and camp. So this is up to you, but plan it. It doesn't mean that you should plan every single accommodation, every point, you know, every spot. Just to have a general plan. On this trip we are gonna be camping 2 days, and then we are gonna be using just apartments or hotels, or we are not gonna camp at all. So this is something that should be considered on a longer trips, in my opinion. The last, this is the sixth thing, barriers, things that you should consider. So These things are mostly related to some, let's say, obstacles, like documents, passports, visas, permits, and so on. Before you go on a trip, you should be prepared that maybe, or it could be, that you are not going to be allowed to enter in the country because of some strict rules and so on. So you have to prepare your documents in advance, all permits, all things that you need, visas and so on, if you are traveling, if you are riding in these countries that have these rules. And also some other things are in this field very important. So barriers can be also language, this can be also money, this can be also the paying method. So if they only accept cash and you have only a credit card, what you're gonna do? You are in a very let's say unpleasant situation. So in this case, planning, it's again very important. I'm not saying that you're not gonna make it without planning. You are gonna make it. You're gonna also enjoy it in a way. But as long as you have plans, you can be sure that things should go according to the plan. But still, there are some situations that you cannot predict. But if you are without a plan, then everything can be ruined the second day or even at the very beginning, because you will have to manage the situation that is gonna happen that time, and you know, it will take a lot of time if there's something goes wrong and so on. So planning, it's crucial, and a lot of riders that are riding for a long time told us, like the motorcycle adventure Pauline, that planning, it's a key thing. Planning, it's crucial. So for those of you who would like to check even more these kind of videos, please check his channel. Pavlin, it's his name. He is from Bulgaria, and to be honest, I'm going this year to Bulgaria. I mentioned it. So my next trip is gonna be Bulgaria, and I am already preparing things, arranging things, planning and so on. And this is something that I like to do, I have to tell you. Okay guys, this was all. This was a bit different video from my other videos. I was just trying to explain what I am considering, how I am planning my trips, and what are the most important things to consider. And I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you had fun. Till the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.